afternoon, students. Today we're going to be doing a subdermal stitch, also called a subcuticular or a sub-Q. And I'd like by start to show you the suture pad here. This particular suture pad, you can really see this layer here. Well, first of all, the epidermis is right on top. This is the dermal layer right here, and this is where the dermis meets sort of the sub-Q sort of tissue. This is the area that we're going to be suturing. So this is where the strength is in the subdermal. The idea is, here's our wound, and this is a clean wound, not a dirty wound. This is a wound that was created maybe in an OR setting, and so it is not, it's got the lowest risk for infection. And the idea here is we'd be using absorbable suture that's meant to stay in. So today I'm sewing with nylon, which is actually a non-absorbable material. So we're pretending that it's absorbable. And the idea here is we're going to do an anchor stitch, then we're going to go side to side in that layer, another anchor stitch, and then this would be closed with just steri strips. And on top you won't see any suture material. It's all buried and it's all meant to stay in and to dissolve. So we're going to go ahead and start by placing the anchor stitch. And some people omit this part and they just start with the side to side, but I think it's really helpful to kind of anchor it, because if you don't anchor it on either end, it can come undone if you just start by going side to side to side. So we're actually going to put an anchor stitch in, and what I've done is I started low and I went to high, and now I'm starting high and I'm going to low, and it can really be anywhere. You're just trying to get something deep. The idea is, because we started low and went high, it's kind of like a circle, low to high, high to low. It's like a circle, and the idea is the knot is going to be very low. When we pull on this, we'll see that we have our two suture ends. And I'm going to go ahead, and the idea behind this is we wouldn't really want to put additional material in because it's going to be more to absorb, but I am going to go ahead and go across twice just to keep for security reasons. Then we'll trade, and to complete our knot in between, and I wouldn't put more than, if I thought I could get away with it, I'd stop now, but I'm going to go one more knot, but no more than that, because all of that has to absorb. At this time, I'm going to cut the tail, being careful not to actually cut it out and not to leave a lot of additional suture in. So now we're anchored deeply in the wound. We're going to load up just like we always did. We're going to start as close to the apex as we can get in that layer that we talked about, and we're going to try to take bites that are basically equal on both sides. And so the size of bite that I took there, I'm going to go sort of straight across and take that same bite in that same layer on this side, and continuing sort of this zigzag maneuver. Notice the forceps really try to, help you. And again across. The suture pad closes almost as good as real skin, so you'll still see a little bit of gape, but again, the steri strips will take care of that. So we'll say at this point we're at the end of our wound and we're at the apex. The apex is actually right here in this wound, but we'll say that we've gone all the way down and we're ready to sort of complete the same basic anchor stitch that we did here. We're going to do again. So we're going to start low and go high, and then repeat that on the opposite side, but we're going to start high and go low. We want the knot to be as low as possible. So high going to low could really be anywhere. Now this is the key. We don't want to pull this all the way through. We want to leave a loop, and then basically we're going to pretend this is the short side and this is the long side. So again, 2 times. It's important you don't grab the side. You'll end up getting sort of hung up on yourself. Grab the top. When you trade, really kind of pull it taut, because this is our anchor. Go over once this time, the top of the loop. So we have 1 knot. We're going to go ahead and put 2, but no more than that, because we don't want all that excess suture material that's going to have to absorb And again, it's pretty low, so hopefully it's not going to be irritating. And in a moment we'll make it even, we're going to do something to make it go lower. You're going to actually cut the loop off, being careful not to cut your knot out. Now this is the really cool fancy way to end it, is once we've done this, you're going to go back inside the wound and come out anywhere you want along the side. And what this is going to do is take that knot and bring it down. And then we just cut flush with the skin. And so on top here, we would end up putting some steri strips if we needed. And basically the idea is it's anchored here, it's zigged along the top, and then anchored again. Sometimes people just zig and leave that free and put steri strips, but I think that there's a potential for it to actually come undone, and so a better step would be to anchor in some way and then to do the subcuticular and anchor again like we've done. So have fun. Bye-bye.